Hello YouTube, Storyteller William Dalton here, and if you're familiar with my channel, I've got some good news for you, because this is something completely new. A friend of mine named legs0fsteel on YouTube decided that we should get together and do a bit of a cross-promotion of each other's channels. Well, our own and each other's, you get the idea. Anyway, this is as follows.
Hello everybody, it's me again, and this time I'm not alone. This is a very special video because I brought somebody with me. He is a storyteller, a poet, and an owner of a top hat. And you know, if you wear a top hat, you can say anything you want and it will sound credible no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Storyteller W.M. Dalton.
Hello, and I too am here with another person, as per usual. Here is Daniel, aka legs0fsteel. He is a fellow Let's Player, and he does vlogs, as well as being an astronaut and a crime fighter.
Hello!
What? No?
I said hello.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. So, my channel, Storyteller Does Stuff, implies that I do stuff, which is a bit of an overstatement, as I do a whole bunch of nothing, which I guess is stuff enough. And I do Let's Plays and audio blogs similar to his video blogs, only I don't show my face. I only look good in the winter, don't ask, it's logic. And one thing I've come to share with you is a poem that I wrote in April this year. It's Misanthropy by William Dalton. I'm going to mess up 4 or 5 million times, so here goes. An ancient evil wretched me from my slumber, not to relay the secret of meaning, nor to call my number. It stood and shared with me the burdens that it bore, and into my subconscious wildly ripped and tore. But for me to continue existence, I must endure this pain, though neither of us from it gain. This is merely the debt that we all must pay. This existence formed of flesh and mud, its dark history written in centuries of blood, and interesting, unadmirable fate, living in a world of suppressed hate. Expansion comes in the form of destruction and war. Peace can no longer exist. Men will always want more. Even now, entertainment rhymes with death. Children too engage in stamping out the living breath. Education less and less priority. Those of civility being a grave minority. Lo siento. Our culture too will someday be lost, but who will take over when this society is tossed? Still there is great reason to every morning rise. An escape from one's peers is a wonderful prize. That's it.
Okay, and since I'm no poet and I doubt everyone else on YouTube, could you quickly explain the meaning behind that?
Well, the poem's title, Misanthropy, it's technically a disorder, but it is the hatred of one's own species, and in the human sense, that is the hatred of the human species. I mean, I like individuals, but I don't like our species as a whole. But basically, the poem is about sudden realization of just waking up and realizing that the only reason we are here is because our ancestors pointlessly killed one another.
And I'm depressed. No, not really. It's beautiful, and like me and lacking the creativity to write such a thing, it's impressive. And of course the voice adds to the whole thing, but know that you already know that. I think it's my turn now, so I am legs0fsteel. I play video games, but that's not all I do. My motto, pretty much my whole thing about my channel and my life is, if I do something and I like it, I want to share it, and that's what my channel originally came from. I got a lot of friends on Xbox Live, and it was like, oh, you're really funny and you're a really cool dude to play games with, you should share you with the world. And next to that was the whole problem of YouTube money, which quickly dissolved. So right now I'm doing gameplays for the most part of games I like. You won't see any MLG Pro, Call of Duty stuff, and from now and then a vlog, and I cook some stuff too. I have my own cooking show. How weirdly it sounds, but yeah, that's entirely what it is. And to represent me and my channel, I brought with me a song, and it represents me perfectly because it's something old that's really good, but wrapped in a new code to introduce it to the new generation of people. So please take a listen and enjoy. Okay, thank you for listening. That was, for those of you who don't know, that was Brahms' Hungarian Dance Number 5, played by Siri Lee in his band. Those of you on my channel would have no doubt already heard that song, because it's one of my favorite songs of all time, because it wraps the pure spirit of the old Hungarian folk song into the real rock and roll kind of vibe that he's going for. So I hope you all enjoy that. So I guess we haven't been going for too long, have we?
No, I haven't.
No. So let's continue the conversation with something. I ventured on your channel and I saw you were playing or have been playing BioShock.
Oh yeah, it's a really fun game.
It's a really fun game indeed. Do you play any current games?
Current games.
Not
Define
usually,
current.
just for leisure time.
Oh, for leisure? Actually, if I'm not recording, I'm not much of a gamer. I will spend most of my time reading or writing.
Okay. So, the question, what have you been playing recently, doesn't go out there. What have you been reading recently then?
Well, have you heard of James Joyce?
Vaguely, yes. I heard his name drop once or twice.
He wrote this book called Finnegan's Wake, which is absolute gibberish. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that it does make some sense. You just have to look at the same sentence for an hour to get anything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been reading.
Okay, yeah, the only book I've really read all my life is What Is Your Excuse by John P. Poppy. And that was in the time that I was struggling with my disability. Quick newsflash for the ones who I didn't explain, legs0fsteel is just not a name. It's real. I have steel support legs and I need to walk. I'm also spastic and autistic, but I don't want to advertise myself using my disability in the case of, oh, feel sorry for me. But yeah, so I've been reading that. I read that book when I was a teenager, and it is the author is an amputee on both arms. He has no arms, and he writes kind of his fight for independence, like being able to get dressed himself, being able to make food himself, to get to work himself, and it's a really powerful tale once you get into it. The only problem with it is that he writes a lot about faith, and I'm not Christian, but it's a good enough book to get through it. I would really recommend it if you have some time left over.
Okay. Now, one more thing I want to get in, I forgot to mention. If you did enjoy my reading of that poem, that is another thing I do on my channel. It's called Poetic Inexperience. I will read my poems and other poems that I enjoy in a very lax setting, meaning that I'm not going to pretentiously perch myself above you and recite nagging poetry into your ear.
Yeah, that could be. And the great thing is, like, you guys don't see it, but his Skype pictures here in a really old school British outfit with completely top hat and glasses. So if you just imagine the voice with the old style British gentleman kind of softly reading it to you, you could just fall asleep like that. Like, if you have trouble sleeping, then just go to StorytellerWMD's channel, and which is not Weapons of Mass Destruction, actually. Not that I keep saying it. So I guess we'll pretty much filled up the runtime now. Is there anything you want to close off with?
Not really.
I do. Please go subscribe to Storyteller Does Stuff or StorytellerWMD. He really deserves it, and that's why I contacted him, because he needs views and he doesn't have them. So link will be in the description.
Yep, and if you're watching my channel, go ahead and check out Legs0fsteel. He's a pretty interesting guy. I mean, if you want a sense of humor, which is something you can't easily find on my channel, he's definitely got that.
Yes, indeed. So I guess this will be the end of the video. Maybe, just maybe, in some weird turn of events, parallel universe type, we will speak again about some interesting subject, which is clearly not the case here. It may happen, it may not. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.
Okay, farewell, YouTube.